Hello everyone, today I'm going to be presenting my Java game project, and my game is designed for typical high schoolers or middle schoolers who just want to get better at mental math. So this right here is the code of my game, but that's not what you guys want to see. You guys want to see the actual game. So let me just boot it up. So my game is named Soul and Arithmetics, and it is a 2D fighting game where you have to use math in order to defeat enemies. Now, that might sound a little weird and unconventional, but once you see the actual game, it becomes a little bit more clear. Okay, so if you click on the instructions button, it'll bring you to a small little instructions page that will teach you how to play the game. Use the left and right arrow keys in order to move, up to jump, and then you use Z, X, and C for the other operations, just like a traditional PC side-scroller. So let's just jump straight into the game. So this right here is a game. This is the main character and the character that you play as. His name is Gray. When I was first designing the characters for this game, I took a lot of inspiration from Kurosaki Ichigo from the Bleach anime series. In fact, this entire game is very anime-inspired, considering the fact that Gray used to look like this. It's no big surprise that I took a lot of inspiration from that anime series. This right here is Kevin. He acts as the mentor to Gray. He teaches you how to do some mental math techniques, such as the rule of tens or the rounding principle that you can use in addition, subtraction, and multiplication. Okay, so once the game actually starts, you gain control of Gray. So this right here is a silenced. They are the only enemy type that is inside the game right now. You use Gray and his attacks to attack the silenced. And once you get a silenced down to a low enough amount of HP, they will go into a crouching animation. My mentor, Mr. Samantha, wanted me to change my game in a way to make math required to play the game, which is why I decided to change the game so that in order to kill enemies, you had to execute them with a math attack. That way, you didn't have a choice. You had to use math in the game. Now, this game does not actually have different levels. Instead, this game has a scaling system. The silenced come in waves. Each wave has silenced that are more powerful. So, right now, I'm just gonna die real quick. And so, when you die, you are greeted with a game over sequence. Let me go into the code of this game real quickly. The absolute most difficult part about my game was not the actual coding, but it was the art. And even with all the time I spent on art, you can still tell I suck at drawing. So if any of you guys are professional anime artists, I would love to learn anything I could. So what I'm going to show you guys here is actually the animation framework of my game. When this animation is first called, they set the offset for the image of the animation. They lower this variable called animation count, and if animation count is lowered past 0, then animation count will jump back to a value determined by anim delay. The frame number will increase, and if the frame is greater than 6, then the frame will reset back to 1. And then, depending on what frame currently is, this method will change the current image of a sprite to a certain type of image. This sprite class has to use many try-catch blocks in order to read both the sprite sheets, which are images. They also have to scan in XML files, which contain the coordinates of the sprites on top of the sprite sheet. In the Gray class, this is where I place math methods that I use to generate the different types of math problems that appear. Here I use math.random in order to generate the first number in the problem, the second number in the problem, and the type of operation. So this is my T-adapter class. Basically what it does is it creates an adapter that allows the Gray class to receive all of the keystroke. And based off of my testing with some of my other evaluators, one problem came up really early in the testing, which is that whenever I restarted the game, a second T-adapter would be made for my character. So whenever we would press a key, a second input would be done at the same time. And obviously we quickly removed that. Okay, so that is it. Thank you guys so much for listening to my presentation.